Hi kids. Today's story is called In Line for Disaster. It's a story about a little girl named Hiram and how Hiram and her mom and dad and her friend Mindy and her folks all went to the trail to go bike riding and skating. And everything was going fine until they got to the top of the first hill. And Mindy took off on her bike and just went soaring down the hill. But just about as Hiram was to take off, her dad grabbed her arm. Wait a minute, you're not going down that hill like that. You could fall and get hurt. But Dad, and then Hiram's mom chimed in, no, Dad's right. You can't go like that. Hiram was so upset. I'm not a baby. And so anyway, she wasn't winning, she had to follow her parents' rules, and down the hill they went with her dad holding her. And it wasn't much fun. I mean, she couldn't go very fast. Well, then they got to the top of the second hill. Mindy took off again. But her mom and dad were talking to Mindy's folks, and somehow Hiram had enough, and she managed to break away and said, I'm going anyway. And she took off and got away from her dad's grip. Down the hill she went. Wow, she felt like she was flying. It was so much fun. But then all of a sudden, she felt herself pitching forward. And things were starting to get out of control. And the next thing, she crashed. And all she could feel was her face sliding along the pavement. Wow, she was really bruised up. Everybody came to her. And fortunately, Mindy's mom was a nurse. She checked all over. Looked like she didn't have any broken bones. She made her spit into a cup. All that blood, yeah, it was a tooth too. She lost a tooth. Finally, she couldn't even get up, but her dad gently picked her up and carried her the 2 miles all the way back to the car, and then gently put her in the car. The next morning, she was laying in bed. She got to thinking about that whole situation. How her dad had carried her. She thought about the story Jesus told of the Good Shepherd, how the Good Shepherd went out to look for the lost sheep and found the sheep and carried it all the way back, and how her dad had carried her back, even though this whole thing was really her own fault. And she thought, that must be what God is really like. He helps us. He never abandons us. He takes care of us, helps us with all our bruises and wow, no wonder the Bible says God is love. And then she thought she was so thankful for her parents' love, but even more so for the love of Jesus, because she knew that all through her life, Jesus would be there to carry her and to take care of her and to carry her all the way home.